A prominent bioregion in the movement that started in the 1970s with Peter Berg and Gary Snyder and others was the Mount Shasta bioregion, and it was envisioned as Northern California, including the Klamath region of Southern Oregon. If we map, so natural boundaries, one of the key principles, natural boundaries and biocultural boundaries, key principles of bioregionalism. And so if we look at natural boundaries, there's so many ways to look at it. So Mount Shasta, the hydrological regions that John Wesley Powell had mapped is one way to look at it. The modern version of that would be looking at watershed boundaries. Mount Shasta bioregion is one way to look at it. One way that we've looked at it at my organization at EcoTrust is the temperate rainforest. And so, World Wildlife Fund has a map of ecoregions of the world, and you can see the temperate rainforest of North America, which extends from Kodiak Island, Alaska, down to the fog belt redwoods of Northern California. That some might call that the bioregion, and that's roughly analogous to what some people call Cascadia. Or you might look at the boundaries of Pacific salmon. Pacific salmon also form a biological and cultural bioregion because the peoples of this region for millennia their lives were very much organized and celebrated around the return of the salmon. A writer, Jim Likotowicz, who wrote the book Salmon Without Rivers, once said that bioregions are defined as much by cultural events as they are by natural geographies. For me, the definition of a bioregion that resonates the most is actually one that goes beyond what we've traditionally thought about as bioregions. So a lot of the thinking from the 1970s around bioregions was around culturally defined places. More recently, what we've seen in the rise of the local food movement and in the rise of concern for local ownership, there's a group called Building Alliance for Local Living Economies, Bali, which is promoting local ownership. There's a group here in the Seattle region called Interra, which is promoting the Puget Sound Community Change Card. These are ways of supporting not only local natural and cultural systems, but locally based economic systems. And this is for me really this is what I think has been almost most powerful about this bioregional concept. Some people separate that out and call that localism, bioregionalism, localism. But they're so similar that we might think of them as movements that are moving along similar tracks and really mutually supportive. So if bioregionalism has traditionally been about place, this new bioregionalism, not your mother's bioregionalism, is about not only place but scale. What is the appropriate scale for our economic activities?
Can you tell me